So today we are heading out to Prussian Street Arcade. This is one of my all-time favorite places to shop. So this is like a vendor space, flea market-y, indoor, boutique-y. I don't even know what to call it. It's so good. So there are little separated booths or rooms, and you walk through and different vendors have very different items, very curated, handmade stuff, all the things. I just love it there. And today's Saturday, so I figured I would go over there and film a little bit. I do pick up items for resale there. Now, while the price point is a little bit higher than thrift stores, I find that it's another great way to supplement what I'm picking up. So you guys know, if you've been following me for a while, I love thrift stores and yard sales and estate sales and what else? Auctions, always auctions. But places like this, whether it be flea market spaces or antique stores, I love to check out what other people are selling, see what's trending, and see if I can score anything at a good price point to turn around and flip it myself on eBay. All right, if you're new to my channel, I am Karen Lavenderclothesline, and what else are we doing today? We are also going to take a look at some of the crazy things that I have sold over my 9 years of selling on eBay. So as you can imagine, with this much shopping, I come across really crazy things, and I will sell pretty much just about anything. So stay tuned for Prussian Street Arcade, a shop along, and then crazy items I have sold and made a really good profit. Hit that like and subscribe button. Let's go to Prussian Street Arcade. So Prussian Street Arcade is located in Manheim, Pennsylvania. I believe it's right on Main Street. And when I come here, it never disappoints. The thing I really love about it is every vendor has such a different sense of style, but everybody has a really good eye. And I love not only shopping here for reselling, but shopping here for myself. So it's very hard to stay focused, but I grab a little cart and let's get going. So over the course of shopping here, I've gotten to know many of the vendors. Shout out to Karen. She has one of my favorite booths, which I'm going to showcase in a little while. It's one of those stores that the minute you're in the door, you love everything. There's so much to look at and so many beautiful items. So when I first get in the store, I remember my girlfriend Karen, who also has a vendor spot here, telling me that there's a new vendor in the back corner. So I decide to make a beeline for this booth, and it doesn't disappoint. So many fun things, a really good eye. I did really like this little vase, but unfortunately it didn't have a price sticker, so I do leave it behind, but I like the aesthetic of this. I love that southwestern look, and I don't think this is especially old, but very fun to look at. As you can see, some of the shelves are a little empty, which either means that the booth does not get replenished quickly or that she is selling quickly. And I imagine it's because she's selling quickly. Okay, little brass slippers. They are slippers, right? I almost thought they were boats. Here are some Rooster salt and pepper shakers. I always say I don't pick up salt and pepper shakers, and today when I turned on my phone, what did I sell? Salt and pepper shakers. This piece of pottery, beautiful. I don't know if this is tonala or not. Now it says wooden horse, I think that's what that said, but the price point was a little high. Love this wooden dish, very like folk art, Mexican maybe. And I'm trying not to put everything in my cart this time. Really want to get a lay of the land and see what, there is to look at. I really wanted these monkeys to be carved wood. They are iron and very heavy and not especially old, $24.50. Now for reselling, that might not be good, but to pick up for, your house, I think that would be a fine price. I feel like I've seen those pots and pans before in another life. The store is quite crowded today, so I'm trying to not film people and get a good look at everything. Here are some jars. I think the vendor listed them as canisters. I don't know if the original use for these is in the kitchen. I kind of think this might be vanity, but you guys correct me if I'm wrong. The mouth opening seems small for a kitchen jar. And here I'm hunting for the price, and I figured it would be on the bottom of the largest one, $55.50. Kitchen canister jars. Very unusual. I have never seen that set before, and I don't know who makes them. I kind of liked the mushroom cap top. Very fun. When I shop in a little vendor spot like this, I really try to concentrate on what I'm looking at besides looking through the camera lens. Okay, I got excited. I felt like these were horses first, and now I'm realizing that I think they're unicorns. And I will have to think about these. I do put them in my cart, but it seems like one of the horns is more chipped, I'm going to say, than the other one. I believe this is onyx, and I do take them because I feel like the price point is good, and I want to see them in better lighting. Sometimes I pull things into better lighting to take a look at them to see how bad the damage is. Something about the color of this booth, the different artwork, the sunlight streaming in. Very pretty. There's some terracotta dishes or bowls. I liked that wicker basket. That was very fun. And a poster of the Titanic just lent itself to the whole romantic feeling in this back booth. I liked the Lord Provides sign, especially with the Last Supper. I thought that was very nice. And here I'm noticing chemise nightgowns. Little slip nightgowns, baby dolls, something like that. If these were in Goodwill or in a thrift store, I would have taken all of them. I thought they were very pretty and the prints were pretty, but not enough profit capability, so I do leave those. I love the tiered tray also. I think I have one of those right now. Okay, the art basket, the basket of art, I think was my favorite part. And I'm thinking I might have bought that print for my own house. I am kind of over shipping big artwork, large artwork. Not to say I never do it, but I have slowed down on that. This piece of art, stunning. Okay, oops, I think she left the community aid price sticker of $4.99 on it. This is a foil art picture. I think it's called foil art. And you can see on the back $24.50. I flipped that too fast, was her price for it. Still a good price. But then I thought a couple of the other ones I think had the community aid sticker too. And I thought maybe she was using the stickers. I was a little confused. So I did bring that foil art one up front and ask them about the price, and they said the $24.50 was correct. Okay, another beautiful paint by numbers. Love this one, wood backed. That's always a good sign. And whoever did this one did a phenomenal job. Just so beautiful. Again, reminds me of Palm Beach thrifters. Next, we're heading over to Creek and Willow Vintage, my all-time favorite booth in Prussian Street Arcade. And the woman who owns this is a sweetheart, so shout out to you, Karen, if you're watching. I always love your vendor space. Okay, we're gonna get started. Right away, I spot this little Ozark mountain man. I felt like he also could have been a gnome. Sorry to all the men in the Ozarks. I love this. No, I don't think he was really carved wood. I think he might have been a piece of pottery, but in the cart he goes. I love him. And here you can see I had hung on to the foil picture for a while to find out the correct pricing on it. I wanted to make sure that I didn't skip over, something at a very good price point. So when in doubt, I always check. There have been times where there were 2 or 3 stickers and the owner was glad to give it to me for the lower price. So I always hold on to something till I know, for sure what the owner is charging. I thought that was going to be a piece of pottery and it was a piece of canvas, so that was a surprise. Here's a piece of mid-century modern pottery. $28, peacock vase. How pretty. I am still so attracted to anything that is beautiful wood, any beautiful pottery. Lately, I've been getting more and more into Southwestern style. Now, I have always liked that style. I've never had it in my home, but I'm very attracted to it. And I sell through fairly quickly if something, you know, is a good quality piece. How sweet is this little gingerbread house savings bank? $26. And I thought it was just adorable. So Karen's booth does have quite a bit of inventory and it changes quickly. So if you're at Prussian Street Arcade, you really want to take a look at this booth. So now my eye catches a wooden egg. Do I need a wooden egg? I think I do. $5. Now, I won't pick up every wooden egg. I never thought I'd say that sentence in my life. But the wood on that was just beautiful. And in my cart it goes. I think I should have no problem selling that beautiful wooden egg. And next I'm looking at this little trinket box. It is just a round lidded bowl or jar or trinket box, all of those things. And it is carved with a little leaf design. I have picked up countless ones of these and done quite well with them. These wooden bowls, I think, are fairly contemporary. I don't think these are older. I do have some quite similar in my personal collection, which I display. Truthfully, I hardly ever use them. But they are trending right now. Any kind of wood plates, wood bowls in that darker color. Definitely trending. Okay, this splatterware. Bowl with lid, $8. Love, 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 triple love this color. If this would have been $5, I would have taken that. Look how pretty this is. I don't know what color green to call that. I guess it's lime green. Who doesn't need a lime green splatter bowl? So now I'm noticing this piece of pottery. Beautiful, beautiful. And I love when they have the original stickers still on them. Hand-painted scene from France. Just gorgeous. Unfortunately, $24 was a little bit high for me to spend on some French stoneware. Could be a mistake on my part. Very beautiful, no damage. And I really enjoyed looking at that piece. Sometimes when I come to these types of flea markets or different places, what a good education. If you really want to learn hard goods, the best education is going to places and just taking a look at how things are labeled, what things are used for. Here is a claw and ball leg from, I think this was probably from a coffee table because it's quite short. See how short the leg is? And I'm thrilled that they took the legs off. Maybe the top of the table was damaged, or because there's 3 legs, maybe the 4th leg was damaged and they took the table apart. Can I just say how happy that makes me? I hope somebody's able to use those for something else and just upcycle or repurpose them. Now I'm taking the furniture legs out of the bowl because the bowl has caught my attention. Wood bowls are almost always a yes. Darn, $22. Come on, Karen. Next time I see Karen in Goodwill, we'll have a laugh over that. I love this bowl. I have a tendency really to like the darker wood over light wood. I think light wood is nicer for like a Scandinavian decor, Swedish, something like that, Norwegian, and the darker woods are just something that speaks to my heart. So here I'm just doing an overall, like a scope of all of the shelves, trying to see what I want to focus in on. The typewriter is very cool. I have shipped very heavy typewriters a couple times, never do that again. I think I've seen this little butter dish cover. And now I realize that this trash pail is wood. At first I thought it was just like a Sirocco plastic, you know, mimicking wood. Nope, this is real wood, $14. So, so pretty. And if you can see, these round boxes. I might go back and buy these for my own living room. I try not to collect too many things, but right now I'm switching things around in my living room, and those are gorgeous. I love the way that they're made, so I might go back for those. Now we are on to another booth. This is modern vintage. I love the 1950s upholstery that this woman uses, or man, uses on their furniture. I love the floral prints. And here I'm noticing beaded fruit. There's nothing like a good beaded banana. $34. I think this was for the full set of fruit. I don't think it was per piece. Some of the older beaded fruit, the real antique ones, can bring really high money. And I love that I found this. I've been wanting to show this to you guys and ask you, have you seen this? This is nail art. I have found nail art pretty much every year I have thrifted. Maybe it's just common in my area. So the whole thing is made out of, I think they're enamel coated nails. And the design is drawn on, and then you just hammer the nails in. So I make it sound easy, just beautiful. I think that might have been missing the under tray and the side dishes. Very pretty colorway. There I was catching myself in the mirror. That's always a little surprising. I liked the globe shape of this picture. I don't know that I've seen this round roly-poly kind. And what does that say? Aqua Frost. So as you can see, this place is just packed with goodies. And now I'm going to end this portion of the video with this stunningly beautiful dress. I think this is 1960s. Look how beautiful this is. I want to go to a party and wear this. Very textured, very fun. Beautiful, beautiful beadwork. This must have taken hours to make. Just stunning. I do sell vintage clothing, but I don't find this kind of clothing in my thrift stores here in central Pennsylvania. I do find good clothing, but this, cocktail wedding style, the real beautiful evening wear, I don't find a lot of it. But when I see it out in vendor spaces, it gives me hope that I might be able to find it, because I believe a lot of these vendors are shopping at thrift stores and yard sales and consignment shops, so you never know. So because I am a long tail seller, I pick up as much inventory as I can that I feel will sell through. Some days this means 7 cartloads, sometimes 10, and sometimes 2. You never know what you're going to find. But my whole business model is to not only pick up volume, but pick up things that are interesting, that are odd, that maybe other sellers aren't putting on the eBay platform. So lately, eBay has been slow for quite a few of us, and I think my business model has really helped me because I have less competition with my items for the most part. And here are a few shots of what the rooms of my house look like when this stuff pours in. So I usually pack out my Jeep and then bring it home and unload it. Sometimes I even go out a second time. This could become overwhelming quick if I really didn't have the idea that I'm going to get all of this listed as soon as possible. I am a strong believer in no death piles, so when I come home with this kind of inventory, I go right into organizing mode and trying to get as much of this listed as quickly as I can. Now keep in mind, I live alone. I don't have any pets or kids or a spouse. A lot of times the rooms that these items come into is not the room it stays in. Here are some of the more unusual or noteworthy items that I've found. Leave a comment down below if you would have picked these up if you found them in the thrift store. This first one is a novelty item. I always take a look at novelty items and run comps. $32.99 for a bubble butt blower. Next is African masks, wood masks, tribal masks. Most times I'm picking these up unless they seem like they're really cheaply made. $27.45 this brought. Here is a very large wall hanging. And I mean, who would want a Bolivia wall hanging? I think a bank bought this. I thought that was fantastic, $72. And my buyer always pays shipping. Here is the famous Dolly Parton trash pail, $140.50. I think most people would have picked this up. These are cassette holders, so for cassette audio tapes. And I found these in the bins, and I believe they brought $100 each. I had two, so $200, and I paid a couple of dollars for them because the Goodwill outlet gave me a unit price instead of by the pound. This is an item I won in the auction. Nobody else was bidding on this. What? This is a deer antler with an eagle carved into it, $244.30. I don't remember what I paid, but I believe it was under $15. This is a find I will never forget. These are Chinese gambling mother of pearl tokens. Did I know that when I found them? No, I just thought they were pretty and they were well made, $113. And the best part was I found this in an Amish barn sale. I want to know what this woman was doing with Chinese gambling tokens. Very interesting. These are jewels or gems that I clip off of clothing that has flaws. So when a sweater has a flaw, instead of redonating or throwing the sweater out, I clip all of the rhinestones off and put them in a lot together, $15.60. Here are speakers. I know nothing about audio equipment, $174.99. The only reason I knew to pick these up, and boy, were they heavy, was this is the brand name Klipsch. I sell a lot of these type of old creepy dolls. I think they're called sugar daddies, and I've sold probably 7 or 8 of them now, and a lot of times these can bring over $100. Okay, this is kind of gross, but this is a lot of rats. They were resin or plastic figurines, $30.80. And I believe I bought them in Goodwill and they were all in a baggie together. So who doesn't want a baggie of rats? Gross. Here is a pre-owned kitchen faucet that I picked up when I was walking my neighborhood. So when I go for walks around my neighborhood, I always pick through people's garbage. My neighbors know me and they're totally fine with it, $37.88. And of course I got it for free. Nothing beats free. Here is fabric. I pick up a lot of fabric if it's clean, brand new, on the bolt, and almost always I'm finding this in a thrift store. I usually sell it by a yard. So when a yard sells, I just measure it, clip it off, and send it out. The good thing about this is the customer can buy multiple yards. So while I'm only paying usually $5 or $6 for a bolt of material, I can make hundreds and hundreds of dollars on it. I love fabric bolts. Dollhouse furniture is always a yes for me. Here is a picture of a chandelier. When I find a chandelier that somebody is throwing out or I can get for $1 or $2, and it seems like there's, no good usage left in it, I gently clean this, pull the whole thing apart, and sell it for parts. Again, very good money. This is an item that I think most people would pick up. This is a tiki statue, $100, and this thing was only a little over 9 inches tall. But see how unusual this is, and it was gorgeous, so beautiful. Okay, here's a shot of, this is typical Lavenderclothesline. So I went into the Goodwill bins one day, and somebody was pulling up along the curb, and they were donating this couch. And from far away, I knew this was quality. This is Natuzzi. It is an Italian maker. They're pretty famous for making leather furniture. I bought it for $6 and sold it for $245. I was bound and determined to get this in my Jeep. And sure enough, I did. And here is a shot of it on my driveway where I took photos and then I flipped it. I don't think this ever even came into my house, did it? I can't even remember. Here is a shot of things that I don't like to ship. Windows, and I have shipped windows a few times, but I've sold more local pickup. So these are just 3 beveled glass windows. They were beautiful, $160. And let me just say, pool noodles are always involved with shipping glass like this. This next item is odd even for me. This is a dream catcher, and this is a shell of a red-eared slider turtle, which is an invasive species. That's why I was allowed to sell it. I did call eBay to check, and it also had some type of animal hooves on it. I'm guessing goat. This brought over $100, but again, I had to check with eBay that this was okay to list, and they gave me the go-ahead. Military equipment. How much do I know about military equipment? Nothing. Zero. $500 for these transmitter tactical radios. I picked them up at a yard sale for $5. Lots of Baldwin products. I do candlesticks, different hardware, kick plates, doorknobs. Baldwin is always a yes for me, especially if it's a new in package. These are regular photo frames, 5x7. Look at the prices that this brought. $117 per picture frame. This one $97. I do really well with Maitland and Smith. Okay, so how many of you have picked up a steer skull and put it in your Goodwill cart? Doesn't get any crazier than this, and this sold again for over $100, and it was hard to pack. You wouldn't think so because bone is so hard, but I really had to pack it fairly well for it to get to the location safely, and it did. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching. Go out and get what's yours.